Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has told US President Barack Obama that Israel must always remain master of its fate.
Meeting the Israeli leader at the White House, Obama said a nuclear Iran would be an unacceptable development.
Is there a threat of an Israeli attack on Iran?
News First Shamir Rasuldeen and Dinuk Bhaskaran filed this report on the Israel-Iran standoff.
Benjamin Netanyahu, the man at the bottom, Israel's prime minister, has stated that his country has the right to defend itself against the possible threat of a nuclear-armed Iran and said the world cannot wait much longer to take action against Iran. Netanyahu was addressing the American-Israel Public Affairs Committee, or AIPAC, the powerful pro-Israel lobbying group, after holding talks with US President Barack Obama in Washington yesterday.
I very much appreciated the fact that President Obama reiterated his position that Iran must not be allowed to develop nuclear weapons and that all options are on the table. I also appreciated the fact that he made clear that when it comes to a nuclear-armed Iran, containment is simply not an option. And equally, in my judgment, perhaps most important of all, I appreciated the fact that he said that Israel must be able to defend itself by itself against any threat.
Netanyahu's visit to Washington comes amid speculation in the press and in public statements by Israeli officials that Israel is planning a strike against nuclear facilities in Iran, which it says aims to develop a nuclear device. Netanyahu told AIPAC that he would not talk about what Israel would or would not do, but reiterated that Israel would not allow Iran to acquire nuclear weapons. The Obama administration has not said whether it would support Israeli actions against Iran, and in recent weeks has said it sees no evidence that Iran is building a nuclear weapon. James Clapper, U.S. Director of National Intelligence, testified for Congress in January this year and said that he believes that Iran had not yet decided on whether or not to build a bomb. Now the probability of an attack on Iran's nuclear program has been increasing. However, analysts say the chances of it ending the country's nuclear ambitions are very low. The crisis has been looming for a long period of time. Iran started exploring paths to nuclear weaponry before the fall of the Shah in 1979. 10 years ago, the outside world learned of the plants it was building to provide water and enriched uranium, which is necessary for some types of nuclear reactors, but also for nuclear weapons. The enrichment facilities have grown in capacity and number. There has been work on detonators, triggers, and technology as well. It wants that the West put itself in a position where it has the expertise and materials with which to build deliverable nuclear weapons quickly. Analysts say it may well want at some point to develop the bombs themselves. This is deeply worrying to Israel, which is threatened by Iran's proxies in Lebanon and Gaza and disgusted by the anti-Semitic rants of Iran's leaders. It also alarms nearby states which fear Iranian power. Widespread nuclear proliferation in one of the world's longest-standing flashpoints would indeed bear terrible consequences for the entire globe. Now, I was able to speak to David Goldfarb, the media spokesperson of the Israeli embassy in New Delhi, to get an insight on the position of the Israeli government on the prevailing situation in Iran. And this is what he had to say.
Okay, Iran is actively pursuing a nuclear weapons program. This has been confirmed by the UN and the IAEA, and there is no question today about this fact. And in addition to that, Iran is the main source of instability in West Asia and promotes terrorism worldwide. If this is what this regime does when it does not have nuclear capabilities, just try to imagine what they would do with a nuclear umbrella. Conflict, or the world's conflict, is not with the Iranian people. We have no conflict with people. It's with the extreme and dangerous policies of the Iranian that we have to change.
Analysts say although military action could delay Iran's nuclear ambitions, it stands little chance of diminishing them and would instead further entrench those ambitions. They say that coupling sanctions with the threat of an attack may make Israel's effort more convincing. The sanctions have become tough only because the world takes the risk of an Israeli attack seriously and it needs an alternative. Rattling swords has become somewhat effective in the past, but these swords are sharp and double-edged. News First will keep a close watch. Shamir Rasuldeen, First International Desk.